because we are pressed for time. Welcome once again to Mind Transformation. This is your host, Gabriel Latner. Share this video, invite someone. We are going to have a marvelous time here. Let someone be a part of this discussion. If you are hearing me, let me know. I want to make sure you are hearing me. Again, this is Mind Transformation. Let me know if you are hearing me because I'm very concerned. I want to make sure you are hearing me. Thank you for joining. On today's subject matter of mind transformation, we want to share with you something very, very, very important. So we're hoping that you are hearing us. Very, very, very important. We hope that you are hearing us on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Facebook. We hope you are hearing us. Again, we are here. We want to thank you for joining us. Today, we want to speak on a subject matter. Have you heard a phrase that may be used in a situation where someone says, this is a life and death matter? If you have heard that phrase, then it's good for you. If you have not, then if they will be your first time hearing a phrase, then there is this phrase that says, this is a life and death matter. So in this matter, in this situation, you have life and death. So we want to make sure that we deal with what situation are we talking about? What is it that we are talking about? What is it that we are referring to? If we talk about life and death matter having to deal with life, don't you know that existence is different from living? You may be existing and not living. So it's important to know that in order to live, there are some things you must do. So again, I say share this video, like it, comment, send me your comments. I will appreciate it highly on what we can do to improve us and to make sure that we get the information across to you. But we want to deal with this life and death matter. Now, attached to this life is death. But in between this life is something called legacy. So in between, when you go to the grave, most of the tombstones that you will see don't just carry the person's name. When it carries the person's name, next to that, you will see where it says the time they were born and the time they died. In between is the life aspect of it. In between is where the challenges are. In between is where they will decide if they will live or they will exist. In between is where decisions are made. So we want to look at the in between as we deal with the life and death matter. You see, in order for you to live, is tied to choice. You have to choose to live, you have to choose to exist, or you have to choose to die. Now, as I said before, someone can be walking with a dead dream, a dead destiny, a dead purpose, but is still walking. They're still walking, but everything about life has died, or everything about life seems to be at a standstill. In order for you to live this fulfilled life, you have to make sure that you are dealing with a matter that is tied to life and eventually end up to death. But in between is purpose, is destiny, is legacy. So, my question to you today is, are you serious? Or how serious are you in making your life better? You know, one time they were interviewing Denzel Washington because he had produced a movie. And so the person that was interviewing asked a question. He said, which one of these movies you made is your best one? Is the one you can refer to as the best one? And he thought for a few seconds and he said, I had not produced that yet. That was strong. In as much as he had a lot of successful stories, in as much as he had a lot of successes in everything he was doing, including acting, yet he said he had not produced his best yet. So what was he doing? He was challenging himself that as long as you have not produced your best yet, that means you have not lived a fulfilled life yet. That was a challenge. So in order for you to live a fulfilled life, you have to make this sacrificial, if I may say, decision in order to make your life better. So this question requires seriousness and your full attention. Am I living or am I existing? Because whatever decision I make here becomes a life and death matter. Now, in order for you to do that, you have to be willing to take your own future in your hand. You have to be willing. And that requires the decision of, I must make sure that I succeed. I must make sure that I fulfill purpose. I must make sure I fulfill my destiny. I must make sure that my dream is fulfilled. Now, there's someone called Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn made a quote, which I always read a lot of quotations. And this is what he said. He said, life is the struggle to keep death at a respectable distance, unquote. I read again. Life is the struggle to keep death at a respectable distance. Life is a struggle. Now, if you appear on the scene, you have to be willing to intentionally make some decisions that require discipline and requires for you to be focused in order for you to get to where you want to get. Now, life is serious because it is between the best of times or the worst of times. That's how serious life is. It's very serious whether you win or lose. You succeed or fail. Serious whether you give out to a future for yourself or not. That's how serious it is. It's a matter of income, the matter of supporting your family, the matter of a secure future is serious. But the decision is all yours. There are some things you need to take into consideration in order for you to succeed. If you want to succeed, if you intend to succeed, then there are some things you must take into consideration that leads to success. Number one is to ask yourself this hard question and be candid with yourself. How serious am I about this? Seriousness matters. How serious am I about this? Whatever the purpose is, whatever the dream is, whatever you want to accomplish, how serious are you about it? Because seriousness matters. How serious? Your seriousness matters 100%. If you are not serious, fulfillment will not become a reality. People only take you seriously if you are serious. How serious are you? How serious are you to fulfill that purpose? How serious are you to make that dream a reality? Because it's a life and death matter. The second thing is, how committed am I to this plan? It's one thing to start a plan, it's another thing to commit yourself. Because if people will commit to helping you fulfill what you intend to fulfill, then the commitment should start from you. That's where it starts. Your commitment, and attached, as I said earlier, your commitment, attached to your commitment is discipline. If you intend to fulfill a dream or a purpose, whatever it is, to make what you want to make a reality, to leave it as a legacy, then you must understand that it requires discipline. You must be disciplined to the point, because your discipline will determine the outcome. Your discipline will or kind of magnetically bring into reality your focus. So how disciplined are you? Because commitment and discipline is very important. Every discipline affects all the other discipline. You must be disciplined to it. Everything affects everything else. If you are not disciplined to it, becoming a reality will be very difficult. If you do not discipline yourself as to how would I fulfill this, it's very important. On discipline, management says, and I quote, "I don't know where it all goes." I don't know where it all goes. That on discipline management, but a discipline management means that you know where it's going, because you are disciplined to the point that you are not distracted. Now, the third thing you have to deal with is get going. Movement matters. You may have a dream, you may have a purpose, you may want to accomplish something, and you can say all you want. If you are not moving, fulfillment becomes difficult. You see, do what you can. Don't neglect what you are called to become. For you to become, it takes movement. You can assume, you can daydream all you want. If you're not moving, it won't work. Don't neglect what will destroy your day, your work, and your future. Now, when I talk about movement, let me make this very clear. If you want to get going, that means you have a vision to fulfill, because movement may not be growth, it may not be fulfillment. Not everything that moving is growing. Not everyone that is moving is growing. Not everyone that is moving is fulfilling anything. So you must understand that for you to get going, you must make sure that you have in your mind that vision, that dream that you want to fulfill. Now, not only do you want to get going, you can ask yourself the fourth question: how well do I know what I want to do? This is a hard part. Have you seen someone start doing something because they saw someone else do it and they are successful, and they feel embarrassed or don't want to ask the person question as to how they got to this point? Some people can just start things because they see others doing it and got successful, but they don't want to know the process. They just see the outcome and they get into it. So the question you need to ask yourself, anything you want to start, anything you want to fulfill, is how well do I know what I want to do? That means you have to dedicate yourself to a new level of learning. It's information. That's what I spoke about last night. Increase your knowledge about your purpose. That which you want to do. How knowledgeable are you about it? How much? What's the level of knowledge you have? It's important. Learning is the beginning of wealth. Learning is the beginning of a transformed life. How much research, I was talking about consequences, and I said, decisions tied to consequences. I said, before you make a decision, make sure you do your homework. Make sure you have checked your database. Make sure you got enough information and everything else. You cover all the bases before you make a decision because there are consequences. So understand, you need to ask yourself, this thing I want to do, how much information do I have? Do I have enough information? And if you don't, then go to school. Go to where you acquire the information to become successful. Or else you will start and not able to complete because you will stop to where the level of information you have pertaining to that. And that's why the word of God said, what man desiring to build a house will not first sit and count the cost before he starts, or else he may start and not be able to complete. Make sure you have all information. Learning your wrongs, learning your mistakes. When you commit yourself to learning, you prepare yourself for the life ahead. That means every wrong, you got to learn from it. Every mistake, you got to use it as a lesson. You are preparing for a future. And the fifth thing is, how can I show proof of my success? How can I show proof of my success? By getting better at what you do. There's something I saw or something I read which was so powerful. It said your last success could become a hindrance to your future success, or your last success could become a hindrance to your progress. You want to just listen to the word success. So success as a whole should make you celebrate. But if you are not careful as to how you celebrate the success, it may hold you as a prisoner to not even advancing. You are stuck to where you are. Your last success may have been 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, 3 years ago, even 1 year ago, a few months ago, and you are stuck right there. Why? Because your last success holds you as a prisoner to your future success. So in order to show proof, you got to learn to get better at what you do, because that's what happens in the marketplace. People look for product that will outshine yours after a certain time. You can't change. Understand, you can't change the summer or the season, but you can change yourself. So you see, you have to be willing to grow from one point to another. Why do you think that those manufacturers who manufacture cars are always producing new cars before the year ends? It's because they always desire to be better or to do better as they succeed. When I started this when I restarted this mind transformation, because I was doing it some 3-4 years ago, and at one point in time, one of the major reasons why I abandoned mind transformation is that everyone needs kind of support. And we were doing a mind transformation, and we're not getting commendation from anybody. People will hardly comment to say, "Oh, you're doing well." People will hardly write a comment. They just come and watch and go. So I look at it and say, "I don't think this is impacting people." I'll stop and want to do something else because I got so much to do. As I speak to you, I will be leaving from here going to another service. So I left it. But then when I started meeting people who told me, "Oh, you stopped the mind transformation? Oh, it was really helping me." I said, and then I met countless people who were saying, "Oh, it was really helping me." Then my question was, if it was helping you, you did not even call. You did not even write a comment to say thank you for the information. I say, That means you are just watching and going. And if you're watching and going and not saying anything, that means I'm not adding value to your life. The information is not rich enough, or it's not useful to you. I said that's what I meant. So I kept having people coming, and at last I said, okay, let me start this again. Do I have a passion for it? Yes. When I started this broadcast just some few days ago, from where I started and from where I am, I intend to get better at it as we go along. That's success. That's how success works. If I had just left it with one phone sitting in front of me, I won't be where I am. So you see, what I did was I acquired information. Sometimes you will go to school, and sometimes you will call on people who have done it and are successful at it to show you how it's done. That's wisdom. That's wisdom, because this is another field altogether. So if I'm a venture into the field, then I must sit on the shoulders of successful men that have done it and are successful. But the only push is based upon your commendation and your encouragement. Be it Facebook, be it YouTube, be it TikTok, be it Instagram, whatever social network is as you watched. Say something, comment, follow. The person will know indeed people are paying attention, which is very important. Now, what you can do when your personal winter comes in your life is this is what you need to do. That is, you need to get wiser. I started this. How can I get bigger? How can I impact most life? Is to get wiser. Don't stay at where you are. No. The second thing is you must get stronger, because every time you intend to push and get bigger, you need more strength. And the third thing is you must get better. You must get better at what you do. If you must sell your commodity, it means you have to be willing to improve on what you do. That is getting better, because you got good, better, and best. Understand that. Don't criticize what you have, no matter what you have, no matter how little or insignificant it may look. A woman had a jar of oil in her house. She had no idea that she had wealth sitting in her house while she was struggling, until she was told. And she saw the result. Don't criticize what you have. Find the better seal. See what you have as a fulfillment of purpose. By turning what you have into in a miracle of your future. It's possible. It's possible. What may be insignificant is very significant. The best motivation you can show anyone is the proof of your success. For someone to read your life story and know where you came from and where you are, and know you are successful, that's the best motivation you can give them. Don't wish for less problem. If you intend to fulfill this as it comes to the life and death matter, don't wish for less problem, wish for more skills. How can I develop or acquire more skills to be better? How can I do this? It's a life and death matter. Don't just exist. And don't just, most times people try this and they feel like they put it down, go try another thing, they feel like they put it down. So it's a lot of try and error. Let me see what I will succeed at. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. There are things that you may be of certain purpose that you may be called to. Identify what you have passion for and work on it. It requires sacrifice. It requires time. It requires discipline. It requires focus. Understand that. Not everyone, not your mom, not your pa, not your sister, not your brother, not your husband, not your wife, not your cousin, you just name it, or your friend is called to that purpose. You are called to it. So don't say, oh, I hope they were going to help me up. I hope they were going to work with me. No. It's not about them. It's about you. What problem have you come to solve? Are you solving the problem, or are you a problem yourself? Think about that. This is a life and death matter. Thank you for joining us. This is Mind Transformation. It is our hope that indeed We are transforming the way you think. We are telling you that you don't need to sit down because you fail. You have the ability to get up. You have the ability to dream again. You have the ability to become bigger and greater, no matter what. Because the first thing that will convince you that it's not possible is your mind. You got to just first of all transform. That's why it calls for the transforming of the mind. Tell your mind you can be it if you desire to be so. So again, thank you for joining us. We ask you to share this video, like and comment, and follow us. And we intend to come here every time and make sure that we give you some nuggets of truth. Again, tomorrow we want to just interact. If you got something to say, let us know. You want to come on live, we bring you live, you share your life story, or you share just something. It's a time of interaction. So we hope you will take advantage of it and don't just be a spectator and I'll just be the host. Again, thank you for watching Mind Transformation. Go on my YouTube page and share it. Go on my Facebook page and share it. Go on my TikTok page and share it. Go on Instagram and even share it, because you don't know who may stumble upon this information. That could be your destiny helper who will help you change your life. Thank you for joining and have a great, great night. Goodbye for now until we meet again. Bye-bye. Share this video. Share this video. Share this video and let someone know